A very good morning to all of you. Good morning, guys. And I welcome you to Top Yug Educations for this regular batch of CA Inter, which is applicable for November 2020 attempt. Okay. I'm going to take up the subject called as Corporate and Other Laws, which is paper number 2 in Group 1. Right? Group 1, paper number 2, Corporate and Other Laws. What's my name? Right, CA Gautam Jain. I think you're working hard for that prefix, those two words, two letters, not words, but two letters called as C and A. So how can you miss out that? Right? So CA Gautam Jain will be taking up corporate and other laws for you. Now, when I'm taking up this subject, should I start directly with prospectus and allotment of securities? Because you have already read till memorandum of association. You have read preliminary, chapter number 1. You have read even incorporation and matters incidental thereto, that is chapter number 2, which includes even memorandum of association and articles of association. Yes or no, my dear friends? Yes. No. You had it in foundation, right? Yes. Section number 1 to 22, you had it in your syllabus, which is nothing but chapter 1 and chapter 2. So I should be starting with what? Chapter number 3, prospectus and allotment of securities. Yes or no? And the answer is absolutely no. How can I do that? Because I know that probably you have written your examination 2 months back, 2.5 months back, and already there is dust lying on what you have read. So what is my job? Clean off that dust. What is your job? Clean off that dust. Right? Get into that zone where we can start off with chapter number 3, which is prospectus and allotment of securities. First, let's get into that zone where we have that confidence to take up chapter number 3. So that is where first I'll share with you few things before I start off with chapter number 3. So what are those few things? You'll understand one by one what is that I'm going to cover in our next 2 to 3 classes before we start off with chapter number 3. Okay. First thing, kindly note, please take out your notebook. I hope all of you have written the name, right? And if possible, please buy only single ruled notebooks. Please start using single ruled books. Any subject, not just this subject. Reason? In the examination, you'll get which paper? Single ruled paper. So develop the habit of writing in single ruled paper. Now, if you say already Papa has bought some 2 kgs of books from Begum Bazaar, now what should we do with those books? I have not said you just throw it. Maybe you can use it for your practice at home, or you can pass it on to your younger brothers or elder brothers, sisters who are there at home. Maybe you can use it for that purpose. But otherwise, if you understand, please use only what? Single ruled book. It will be helpful. Start doing all those things which are required to be done in your November 2020 examination now itself. If you don't practice now those things, then do you think your unconscious mind will be ready for that? Come on, guys. So please understand, that's where I will keep giving you those clues which are required for you for November 20, and you should start using that now itself. Am I clear? Yes. Great. So now, which attempt are we going to read it for? Okay, this subject called as corporate and other laws. I'm repeating again, November 2020 attempt and onwards. What does it mean? Just in case a student who's writing examination in May 2021, do you think he can also be there in this class? Yes. Only thing is he need to update himself after that November 20 examination, because there might be certain amendments which can take place. There might be certain new circulars. There might be certain case laws which are newly introduced, and that he has to go through. Understand? So some addition will be there after November 20 if person is writing examination in May 21. That's where I've written and onwards. Okay. Which syllabus are we going to cover? New. It's new syllabus which we are covering. That means it's CA Inter which we are talking about. And when I say new syllabus, again that new syllabus subject to even the notification issued by ICAI. ICAI keeps issuing certain notifications here and there about the syllabus. So referring to those particular notifications is what this class is going to be about. So if they said certain topic is excluded from your syllabus, we'll also exclude. They say no, certain topic is included additionally, we'll have to read that. Okay. So don't worry about that. Whatever is there for November 20, we will take care of it. I will take care of it. Okay. And for May 21, anyways, no one is there for May 21, but still someone writing in May 21. Don't worry about that as well, because for that only thing is only amendments are required to be shared. Clear? Next. What is the objective which ICI has set for us? Come on, I have told you in the, right? Working knowledge. What did I say? Working knowledge. That is practical orientation of the subject. Correct? Now, do we have certain objective for our classes as well? Yes. What is the objective which we have set for our class? UAP. Which means what? Understanding, application and presentation. What does that mean? Are you here to just understand the subject? No. If you're here, then you're wrong. You're here to understand how to apply as well. Not just understand the content of the subject, but also how to apply. We need to know that. So that's where I've written application. And then you know that you have understood the subject. You know you're able to apply as well, but then you don't know how to present it well. Then how will others understand that you have understood? How will others understand that you know how to apply? Isn't it? So don't you think presentation is also one of the elements which has to be taken care? Come on guys. Yes. Are you here only for understanding? Not at all. Understanding, application, presentation. Which presentation? Only written? No. Because you are even going to face a bigger examination called as life. And in life, do you think only written? Oral also no. Now do you think I am communicating orally, written way only? No, orally as well. Same way, when you are going to become a chartered accountant, or before becoming a chartered accountant itself, when you're doing your articleship, do you think there is any role of oral presentation? Yes. So do you think I can give you the inputs for that presentation? Yes. And that's what we are going to do. So our objective, classes, okay, objective is what? Not just to cover understanding, but also application and presentation. Clear? And presentation includes written and oral both. Okay, now next, education with fun, not education and fun. Meaning, sir, please sing a song for us. Sir, please dance for us. Sir, please let us know the score of India. Today match starting, no? Or started, right? Yes. Updated fully. Same way you need to be updated with the subject now, very soon. So, do you think I'm going to entertain all that? Not at all. But do you think we are going to study the subject in a lively environment where there should be interaction, where there shall be maybe humor added to the subject itself? Come on guys. Yes, we should be doing that. What will happen if we do that? It will become interesting. And when it becomes interesting, what will you do? Study. If it is interesting, obviously you will feel like studying. And when you study, what will happen? You'll pass. You'll score well. And that is where you'll become a chartered accountant, and then I need not tell you what will happen. So simple idea of making the subject lively, right, and interesting. That is also our objective. See, if you know the objective, what will happen? Your approach also will be like that. If you don't know the objective, then what will happen? The approach will be wrong. Yes or no? Yes. So simple thing, why I am sharing objective is so that you can decide our approach, or I can decide the approach. Win-win. That means, do you think here I should be only winning? You should also win or not? Or you should be only winning, I should not win? No, that doesn't work. It is mutual thing. Both of us have to respect each other. Both of us have to think of each other's benefit. This is the way we will be working. This is the way we'll be, what do you say? Dealing with each other. Am I right? Don't think about just you, and I should also not just be thinking about only me. We should respect each other. That's an important element. Okay. So that's our objective. Next, are you here to read law? Now I said I'll be taking the subject called as corporate and other laws. So are you here to read what is there in law? What is there in Companies Act? Come on guys. No. If that is the case, then don't come to the classes. Because when you read from the book, you're saying if you want to just read, then book already something is written. If you read, that is English, you can understand. You are here to know the importance of that law. You're here to know why that law is made. You're here to know the practical intricacies which are involved in that law. And that's where my role will come. If you say simply you have to read, then no need to come to classes. Rather, not just this class, any class, you don't have to go. If you want to understand the importance of that provision, why that provision was brought in, why that law was added, that is where the class will be useful. So our objective is always not to memorize the subject, okay? We have to understand what? The logic behind it, the rationale behind it. That's where I always say, no magic, only logic. If you think that I am a magician sitting before you and I'll be doing some jadoo, right, magic, and you will pass, that's wrong. I will share the logic behind the provisions, I will share the importance behind the provisions before you, and obviously that will help you to understand provision much better, and then you will be able to follow in letter and spirit. Do you think you are going to decide whether the client will follow law or not? Come on, you will have certain clients in future going forward. Do you think you will decide whether he'll follow law or not? Yes, obviously, no. He is your client, so you will advise him, you will guide him. So the way you advise, the way you guide him, accordingly he will follow. They will rely on you guys. Now your parents who are not maybe chartered accountants and are into business, do you think they rely on their CAs with respect to compliance? Yes, they take their suggestion, they take their guidance, accordingly they work. So please understand the responsibility which you have got. The business community is going to be dependent on you. So that's where please understand, you should understand the logic, the importance behind the provisions. Okay, next. So objective is clear. Which attempt? And onwards. My dear friends, please pay attention. Okay, next. New syllabus or old syllabus? Class, what is taken care? The ICI notification. You're giving incomplete answers to me. I want complete answers, okay? What is the objective? Again, wait, you'll say, sir, ICI, working knowledge, practical orientation. And we have set some objective for our classes as well, which includes UAP, not UPA, UAP, understanding, application, presentation. Next, education with fun. Next, and then understanding the logic behind the provision. That's our objective. Okay. Achha, does it mean now because I said education with fun, we will compromise on discipline? Now you can take me for a ride. That cannot happen. That won't happen. That I will not let it happen. Reason? Then we'll fail to achieve the objective which we have set, guys. It's not just fun, fun, fun. Education with fun, I said. Now, next, certain other things. Sir, we have to become an expert in future. So how do we become an expert? Only knowing things is enough? Come on guys, please tell me. No, you should practice as well. That's where you will become an expert. Correct? So do you think we'll focus on that practice aspect in our classes? Yes. Do you think you're going to write something here? And what writing will you do? Sir, classroom notes I'll prepare. But that writing won't be enough. Because ultimately in the examination, you will not be writing the way you write in the classes. Am I right? So that's where you need to practice that as well. And how will we do that? By way of certain tests, regular tests, slip test. Every subject, we have planned in every subject that there shall be 6 to 8 tests. Depending upon obviously the, quantum or the syllabus included in each subject. Why those tests? To harass you, to trouble you. Why then? Come on, practice, and to make you aware where you are falling short and where you need more practice. That's it. So that's where regular test. And after the completion of the syllabus, what will we have? Mock test as well. Whatever, mock, grand mock, it's ultimately one and the same. Okay, we will have it in the month of September, that particular test for every paper. That will not be for every subject, that will be for every paper. Paper wise, we are going to have the mock test. So that way we'll have some writing practice. Okay, now please understand, when I say again writing, you will be scribbling something in the classes, and I guess you can scribble in 2 ways. I suggest you to scribble in 2 ways. One, sir, some chart I'm drawing because you have drawn some chart, some diagram I'm drawing, some keywords I'm writing, some sentence I'm writing, correct? some flowchart I'm preparing, like that you will prepare in the classes or not? Yes. Apart from this, you can do one more thing, and which is you can prepare glossary. What do you mean by glossary? Some important items you can prepare at one place. Like all important sections, important section numbers, you can write at one place. All penalties you can write at one place. Understand what I'm saying? That way you can prepare some glossary. I will give you the idea, don't worry about it. I'm just telling you, when it comes to writing, again understand one thing, that you will be doing some writing in the classes. That writing has to be effective. For that purpose, you can divide that writing into two parts in classes. One is glossary, another one is short notes. Apart from this, as I said, you will be practicing certain questions, and then you will have, come on, some mock test, mock test, right? Slip test, grand mock test is what we are going to have to practice. Is it clear? Now, one common question which is asked by the students is, sir, how do we score more marks in this subject called as law or in the subject called as audit? Right? Should we write the same language which is there in the book? If you call the same person who has written that book, he will also not write the same way. Take it from me. Do you think when you utter some sentence, you can repeat the same way? It's not possible. Some change will be there, my dear friends. So how do you expect that you will be writing the same thing which is given in the book in the same way? You should write the same thing, but not maybe in the same way or same manner. But you should take care of 4 things. What are those 4 things? You will be using simple English, which has to be grammatically correct. And you will be using what? Maximum legal terms, because you are talking about law. So obviously you have to use what? Legal terms. And use what? Euphemisms. What is euphemisms? Using less harsh words, using polite words. Simple English, all of us understand? Grammatically correct, we understand, because if you go wrong in grammar, what will happen? It can change the meaning. It will be wrong, okay, but it will change the meaning. So grammatically you have to be correct, and use maximum legal terms. So obviously your language will look like what? Sophisticated language, legal language. But you have to add one more tadka there. What is that? Euphemisms. Use less harsh words. Naman, तेरे बाप का नाम क्या है? Now, don't you think this is so rude? Right? I am trying to be so rude with Naman. Just tell me. And is it correct? Is it right? No. So, sir, what is this language? What way you're talking? But if I say, Naman, आपके पिताजी का नाम क्या है बेटा? Now, do you think he'll try to answer that? He will answer that and he'll take it in the right way? Yes. Don't you think it makes a lot of difference? Now, when you say, sir, I called a guy yesterday. Some guy spoke to me from the academy. How will it look like? Definitely not right, no? But if you say, sir, a person or one of the, official from your office has spoken to me, one of the executive has spoken to me, do you think it makes a difference? Yes. That's what we have to do, guys. If we have to present it well and want to score more marks, not just in the examination, but in life as well, what is supposed to be done? Use euphemisms. And what do you mean by euphemisms? Using less harsh words, meaning you have to use polite words. These 4, if you keep in mind, obviously your presentation will become better and better. You'll say, sir, why are you sharing all this today itself, sir? Why am I sharing today, now, before starting with the topic itself? Do you think now you will keep in mind and you will try to use it? When you are writing, do you think you will use them? Come on, yes. So please understand, I am sharing all this to you on the first day itself, so that you keep this in mind. You know, our objective we have set on the first day itself, that not just understand things but also apply, present it well. So don't you think you'll start working towards that? If I am not covering that later, do you think you'll remind, sir, application to you have not discussed only for this? I'm having a doubt. How will it be useful in our life? How will it be useful in our profession? Don't you think I'm giving you that clarity to you on day 1, so that it will be helpful for your practice or not? Understand? Okay. So what did you understand till now? Attempt, syllabus, objective of the classes as well as ICI. Then you understood with respect to writing part, what are you supposed to do? And there you need my help for what? Glossary. There you need my help. In the beginning itself you need help for what? Glossary. Exactly what elements have to be prepared, what format you need to prepare for those elements. You need my help or not? Yes. So I will do that, but not now immediately, maybe second or third class when I know it is required. As of now, it is not required. Okay. Next. As you know, what will be our mode of communication? English. But slightly a bit of what? Hindi or Telugu. Yeah, Hyderabadi Hindi. Correct. You're absolutely right. And Telugu also? Telangana Telugu. Correct. Absolutely correct. As you have seen now, maybe in between I've spoken Hindi as well. But is it that I'll impart the subject in Hindi? No, that won't happen. In case I impart, just in case sometime I impart, then what will I do? I'll translate that in English. I'll repeat that again in English. Why? You have opted for which mode of communication, which medium of communication? English. You're going to write examination in which language? English. So please understand a simple thing, right? We are going to write in English in the ICA examination. That's where our botheration is English only now. Yeah. Now what will we start? How will our flow of topics be? Flow of topic. We'll start with prospectus and allotment of securities? No. We will be starting with some fundamentals of law. You know what is law? Where does law come from? You know what is the procedure for enacting any law? And we'll become an expert very soon. Don't you think people will laugh at us if you don't know these fundamental questions? Isn't it, guys? So please understand, first what I'm going to cover in our classes is basics or fundamentals of law. Then, do you think we are going to interpret law? Come on, guys. Yes. So do you think there are some tools, there are some ways, there is some method for interpretation of law? Obviously, yes. If I'm asking this, then you can say, obviously, yes, because there's a smarter answer also. If you don't know the answer, at least smarter answer you can give. But otherwise, why you would have asked? If you're asking, that means there is some method, there is some tool for interpretation. So do you think we should know it now itself? Achha, tell me, when do you think Bahubali has done the preparation for war? After going to the war, when war is going on, he called those soldiers and said, come, we'll make some strategy. I will give you the clues. I will give you how to fight. He said that during the war. Then when did he do that? Before starting. So don't you think now, before starting with the law, whichever law we are reading, company law or whatever law, do you think you need to know how to interpret that law? At least some idea you should have or not? That's where I have written there basics of interpretation. If not thoroughly or completely we are going to discuss, at least basics we should discuss now, so that it becomes easy for us to interpret law later. Okay. Once we are through with that, fundamentals of law, and we are through with what? Fundamentals of interpretation. Then what will we start off? Then our syllabus will actually start. What is that? Company law, Companies Act. And once we complete that Companies Act, Negotiable Instruments Act, followed by Indian Contract Act. You say, sir, already we had Indian Contract Act. You had general contracts. Now we'll be studying special contracts. Okay. Next. One more. General Clauses Act. Okay. There is another law called as General Clauses Act. Maybe these names look new to you. I know that. But anyways, we'll be studying and you will become familiar with them. As of now, okay, sir. Company law is there. Apart from company law, come on. Negotiable Instrument Act is there. Indian Contract Act is there. General Clauses Act is there. And then one more topic is there which is not a law. And what is that? Interpretation of statutes, deeds and documents. What is it? Interpretation of statutes, deeds and documents. Sir, the basics of interpretation which you said is coming from here only. Yes. When I say interpretation of statutes, do you think that will include the way you the methods which you use to interpret law? Yes. So that is given in your module at the end. But then some part of it I will discuss in the beginning itself, so that it becomes easy for you to interpret, or it becomes understandable for you to how to interpret law. Clear, guys? So this is going to be the flow of our topics. Please don't fold hands and sit. Keep writing. I'm discussing something relevant only. Now you got to know the syllabus. You got to know this is the sequence of the topic which we are going to discuss. Isn't it, guys? Please don't just sit. Please write whatever is useful, and this is definitely useful. Okay, you don't write mode of communication, medium of communication, that's absolutely fine, but at least you should write the flow of topics, the sequence of the topics. Not done, ma'am. Okay, then please understand, in our classes we'll have daily a recap session as well. Okay guys, what did I say? In our classes daily we'll have what? A recap, revision session. You understand revision? Recap. Whatever we discussed today, we'll be revising in 10-15 minutes tomorrow. This will go on daily. Why? Why will I do that? To harass you again? No, but to make that rhythm, to form a flow. Whatever we have discussed yesterday, first we just quickly revise. No, it gives us confidence. And then in case some student who has missed the class, at least he'll also be in the flow with the help of that recap. Okay. Then the pace of the classes, do you think will be slow or fast? Very good. Depends on the topic. Sir, he has read and answered, sir. Okay, at least he has read. No, you also read. There's no problem. Depends on the topic. Sometimes I'll be slow, sometimes I'll be fast, but nothing at the cost of your understanding. Nothing at the cost of your understanding. That means I'm going fast. And you say, sir, I'm not able to follow only, sir. Then what will I do? Go further fast. Then what? Slow down. So don't worry about those things. When will I be fast? Very good. Easier topic, or maybe when I'm repeating one more time. First time already I've spoken about it, and second time I'm talking about it, then definitely I have that right to go faster. So these two reasons because of which I'll be faster sometimes. Sometimes slow. Depends on the topic and your understanding. Am I clear? What am I discussing? I am not started discussing law, guys. I am just giving you how our classes are going to be. I am building that particular foundation as of now. Please understand. Next. Then you'll say, sir, test. Already I have told you that around 6 to 8 tests will be there in each paper or each subject, depending upon again the coverage of the subject regularly. Other details we will share when the tests are there, not required now. Okay. Sir, which books to follow? Again, you don't bother now. As of now, you don't need any book till the time I complete those fundamentals of law as well as fundamentals of interpretation. Going forward, when book is required, we will definitely give you those books. And if at all some book has to be referred, I'll let you know those books as well. Is it clear? Yes. So don't bother about those books and all as of now. I will answer that at the right time. Clear? Sir, you have written something called as classroom handwritten notes. Do you think this is like handwritten notes? Yes, this is handwritten. Like this is handwritten notes. Do you think I can share these notes with you? How will I share? WhatsApp or Telegram. We'll make a group so that we can communicate with each other. You have certain doubts, I can answer those questions, or I have certain material to share with you. I have this handwritten notes with me, I can share with you. In future amendments I can share with you. That means basically that group is formed to say good morning, good evening, right? Happy New Year, Happy Diwali, Mahashivratri, good night, Entra Bonnava. If you share all that in the group, you will be removed from the group. The group is mainly or only for the purpose of communicating with respect to this subject called as corporate and other laws. Am I clear? So very soon I will be forming that group. Let us take some time for that, or before that let us know each other well, then we'll do that. Okay? Don't worry, even registration is not enough. There are other things which you need to know first. Okay? At the right time we will do that. Now coming to amendments. As I have told you, this batch is for what? November 2020 and onwards. Very good. So can I cover and onwards now? Sure? Very good. Because that part will be covered later. Same way, please understand, I cannot cover even November 20 amendments in this batch as of now. Meaning, please understand the cutoff date. You said you are going to write examination in November 2020. When? November 2020. and the cutoff date is always 6 months before that attempt. So that means if you are writing examination in November, then amendments up to which date are applicable? Very good. 30th of April 2020. That is where you can write examination in November 20. Followed? So you need to know all the amendments which have taken place till 30th of April 2020. And we are in what? February 2020. So do you think I can complete all the amendment now itself? But do you think I can complete it after 30th of April? Yes. And do you think you will be there with me after 30th of April as well? Yes. So don't worry. Maybe right now I cannot complete that, but maybe in our batch after 30th April anyways, I will be able to cover it up. So don't worry about that. Now you will say, sir, for May 21, examination, suppose someone who's writing in May 20 examination, what is his cutoff date? 31st of October 2019. 31st of October 2019. Am I right? 6 months again. So after 31st of October 2019 till 31st of January 2020, do you think we can cover the amendments? Okay, wait. I'll explain you again what I'm trying to say. See, we said November 2020 examination you're writing, for which the cutoff date is what? 30th of April 2020. Just in case some student who's writing May 2020 examination, what is his cutoff date? 31st of October 2019. And that student wants to write November 20 examination because he did not clear May 20 examination. Then what is he supposed to do? Read the amendments, right? Go through the amendments between October to April, these 6 months. Am I right? So now I am asking you, can I cover some amendments right from November till 31st of January? This November, December, January. Because I am taking classes in February. So can I cover at least 3 months amendments? Because I know anyone is, no student is there who's writing examination in May 20. Every one of you is writing in November 20. So do I need to cover till only 31st October 2019 or do I need to cover till 31st of January 2020? Good. But that's not possible. You'll say, sir, why? Sometimes what happens is they bring in some amendment in the month of November. And then who knows, in the month of February, they will say this amendment we cancel. Then what will we do? So that is where what we are going to do is follow cutoff date. What will be our cutoff date? 31st October 2019, which is for which attempt? May 20 attempt. But once we cross 30th of April 2020, then what will we do? Take up all the amendments from November to April so that we are ready for which attempt? November 20 attempt. Am I clear? Will this apply for all subjects or only this subject? All subjects. Even if we want, we cannot cover the amendment which has come yesterday, because you never know, they make a change again in that before the 30th April 2020. Clear? So please keep in mind the cutoff date 6 months before examination, and for our batch it will be 31st of October as of now, but going forward it will become 30th of April 2020. So the book which I am going to give will cover amendments till which date? 31st of October 2019. Later what will I do? Give you amendments. And when will we discuss those amendments? After 30th April. Sir, taxation also is a law, you said. There also this the same thing will be applicable? Yes. Okay. Next, doubts. Most of you have asked me this question. Sir, do you clear doubts? Does the faculty, teachers clear doubts here or not? And what is the answer? We don't clear. Obviously we'll clear. Don't worry about those things. No sir, our past experience have made us think about this, because they don't used to clear the doubts. See, everyone tries their level best to clear the doubt. We also will do that. But we will do that in the sense in letter and spirit. If you think that we are available 24/7, that is absolutely wrong. But yes, we will take care of doubts. Don't think more about it. First of all, why should there be a scope for doubts? But in case there's a doubt, this is the scheme as I've written there. Before the class starts, or during the classes, or maybe after the class, the faculty will be available or not. You can speak to the faculty, you can speak to me, right? If you're talking about my subject, obviously I will clear it out. And after the batch, yes, again I have written there, if you just see, text message, WhatsApp, Telegram, email. There's so many ways in which we can clear off. If you have more doubts, then what can you do? You can come to the academy as well, right? Come to this place as well, and then get your doubts cleared. Suppose you have 100 doubts. Now it's not possible over phone, it's not possible to WhatsApp and all, no? Then you'll have to take the time, right? You have to take some time, you have to talk to the faculty and take his time and accordingly come and clear your doubts. That facility will be there, don't worry about it. Okay? Yes, sir. Next, communication, I have told you already, WhatsApp group will make. Now some do's and don'ts in our classes, not just for me, that is corporate and other laws, but please understand these are the do's and don'ts for all the subjects in Top Yug. First thing, trust. If you have joined here, you have to trust. I have to trust you, you have to trust me. That is where our relationship will be stronger, smooth. Right attitude you need to carry. As a student, you're coming, be humble. Even we need to carry the right attitude. If I'm a chartered accountant, should I say multiple times I'm a CA, मेरे को ये आता, मेरे को वो आता, इतना करा, उतना करा? Wrong. I should be humble enough. Everyone is a student, guys. You're learning this subject. We are also learning this subject on a daily basis. Never this will end. You also will become chartered accountant. Still you'll be a student because you have to learn this profession, not just this profession, even doctor, engineer you talk about. Do you think need to update himself on a daily basis? Yes. So let's be humble. Let's carry the right attitude. Let's maintain punctuality, timing, right? So please follow it from tomorrow onwards, those who have come late. And it's applicable for every subject. I'm repeating again, every session. Regularity. Don't be irregular, because if you're irregular, you'll miss the link. You'll say, no sir, you're providing some free video backup facility. Don't you think still there will be a burden on you? If you miss out one day class or one day session, then you have to watch that, and for that you have to take out extra time, because apart from the regular classes, you need to take out time to revise that or to go through that. So why to get into that zone? Those 15 free video backup which will provide, you should keep that credit for the purpose of revising those topics which you think again you need to revise or attend the class. Just in case that happens, so preparation time, once our classes gets over and you'll be doing self preparation, that time you should utilize those 15 days free backup is my suggestion. Again, it's your wish. India is a country. Next, daily revision, participation in the classes. Don't just come here to watch movie. Movie will be always one-sided. Yes or no? It's a different thing that also we make it two-sided. Karina comes, oh Karina! Yes! That excitement you show, no, there. So this much of excitement is not required, but some sort of activeness in the classes, excitement in the classes is required. Participation, reciprocation is must. I keep on saying something for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you're like, will it help? No. Please understand that. Okay? Verbal, non-verbal, both ways. What does non-verbal means? Expressions, your body language also communicates, guys. So please participate that way. Practice writing. Practice, which includes what? Writing as well. Communication. Speak to us. Communicate. That is where we'll know what is your problem or what doubt you have, and that is where we can clear it off. Right? We need to communicate with you. You need to communicate with us. Both the ways it goes. Then test, etc. These are do's. What are the don'ts? Mobiles. Please understand, don't bring distraction to classes. Your mobile can wait till evening. Even I have got 2 mobiles. Shall I start using in the classes? Now what will happen? Will not be able to impart the subject well. I'll be distracted. Then you will become distracted. So please understand, if you want to study effectively, please keep those mobiles aside. And I'm not saying don't use it in the break. Use it in the break time or after the classes. But when you're studying, even at home, when you're studying, when you're practicing, please, for God's sake, don't use mobiles. And if you say, I'll still use, India is a democratic country. देखो याद हो गया. तो वैसे सिर्फ यही याद नहीं रखना है, सब्जेक्ट भी याद रखना है. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स डिड सर सेड दिस टाइम इंडिया इज अ डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री, यू स्टार्ट काउंटिंग, राइट? हाँ, तो इसीलिए सब्जेक्ट पे भी ध्यान दो, वो करो, नो प्रॉब्लम. इफ यू विल नॉट डू, हु विल डू इट, right? So that's all okay. Masti, fun should be there, but it should not hurt anyone else. That boundary or that particular line we should draw. Okay? So my suggestion, and not just suggestion, I'll be harsh as well at times if I find you using mobile multiple times. Once in a while it's okay, I will leave you, but otherwise please understand we will not allow mobiles. Is it clear? Yes, sir. Next, irregularity, as I've told you already. Disturbance of any kind, any sort is not going to be entertained. Slightly, it's okay, we can understand. Temptation will be there, you'll not be able to control, but not too much. This is anyways written there also in do's. Yes or no? That the last one. Yeah, unless permitted. Sometime maybe you will go out of station and you'll say, sir, I'll come a bit late because my train will come at 7 o'clock, so I'll be there by 8. Okay, fine. Then it's okay. Otherwise, try to be on time. This I will share when I start off with the topic. Now, a brief introduction about mine as well, or me as well. You know my name anyways, right? And I'm a chartered accountant apart from being a graduate. I've done my graduation from Osmania University, studied in Badruka College of Commerce and Arts, which is at Kachiguda, and maybe some of you are already studying there. Yeah. Then coming to my professional experience, I have done articleship from one of the oldest firms in Hyderabad called Venugopal and Shenoy, which is at Ramkot Abbots. I've done my articleship from there and I'm proud of it. Then apart from this, I have worked with some companies like Dr. Reddy's Laboratories Limited, if you've heard of DRL, which is a pharmaceutical company. Then I got an opportunity to work with Oracle as well. I guess you have heard of Oracle as well, right? Oracle, which is into database as well as ERP software. Correct? In ERP, that is number 2 in the world, and when it comes to database, it is number 1. Okay, so I got an opportunity to work there as well for a very short period, but yes, 6 months time I worked there as well. Plus I worked with one of the big fours called as Ernst & Young, EY in short. So I worked there for 13 months period again. And then after that, or before that, if I talk about, I worked with Tata Teleservices Limited, which was Tata Indicom earlier. Okay, now don't tell me that, sir, because you have worked, that is closed down now. Okay, I don't know about that. I have worked long back. And after that, I got into full-time teaching, and since last 11 years, I'm full-time into teaching only. Okay, since last 11 years, I'm full-time into teaching. As such, I have been teaching since last 20 years. That is when I was a student myself, when I was in 12th standard, I started teaching. There's tuitions, home tuitions and all I used to take. And that is where I realized my interest. And when I was doing my job, I understood my interest is more towards teaching, and I had quit job and entered full-time into teaching since last 11 years. I've been teaching CA Foundation, CA Inter, and also CA Final level. Initially, I started with CA Foundation and Inter, and then later I started even CA Final. So since last 8 years, I'm taking CA Final as well, apart from taking CA Foundation and Inter. I take up the subjects called as Mercantile Law at CA Foundation level, and then at IPCC level or Inter level, Corporate Law, Financial Management and Strategic Management. That strategic management is a very small subject, and as I've shared, or I don't think I've shared actually, I've shared only with those who have come and met me during counseling session, that I worked with Dr. Reddy's in strategic planning team only, strategic management. So I have got that practical experience, because of which I'm taking up strategic management. Being a CA, obviously you'll work for corporate law and financial management. That's but obvious. Normally you don't work for, being a CA, you don't work for strategic planning. But I got an opportunity when I was in Dr. Reddy's to work. That is where I'm taking that subject, small subject, strategic management as well. Okay. Then coming to the approach, I would always like to go in a systematic, organized way. You will understand very soon. Like I did not start off with directly the topic as well. You could see I was just trying to share first about the course. Then I got into this, and then I was sharing about a few things which you should know. Correct? Same way, when you get into basics of law, you'll understand how I'll move. So my approach is always end-to-end approach. What is end-to-end approach? Don't just think about the body. Think about the basics as well, the preliminary stuff as well, and think about miscellaneous as well. All the three are important. Normally what we do is concentrate only on body, forgetting basics or the preliminary stuff, and same way miscellaneous stuff. I'll show you how it happens. Okay, so my habit is to go for end-to-end approach. Then, what are my interests apart from teaching? I love cricket, watching though, not playing now, but yes, I love cricket. I follow it regularly, and dancing and music is what I enjoy apart from cricket. Okay, anything more you don't have to know. Then coming to my family, I have got my parents with me and a beautiful wife with 2 beautiful daughters as well. I'm happily married as well with blessed with 2 daughters apart from my parents. Apart from that, someone was asking, who's your brother, who's your sister? Yeah, in the inquiry session they've asked that, sir, who are you? I've heard that you have a brother who's working so and so place. No, I have 2 sisters apart from my parents, as I said, and wife and daughters. 2 sisters, one of whom is also a chartered accountant. My younger sister is also a chartered accountant who's working with PwC, that is Price Waterhouse Coopers. Yeah. Then my background, I belong to a very, middle class orthodox family. I hail from a very orthodox family, Marwadi family, based out of Hyderabad itself, though we originally hail from Rajasthan, but I am born and brought up in Hyderabad only. So very much a Hyderabadi. Okay, so that's where we said Hyderabadi Hindi and Telangana Telugu is what might be used in case required. Then coming to my associations, I am associated with Top Yug Educations. I am one of the co-founders of Top Yug Educations. Apart from this, I have my own classes as well, which is Gautam Jain classes, which is there for CA final, face-to-face and virtual classes. Okay. Apart from this, I take classes at ICI also whenever they give a chance and I have time. ICI, that is your chapter, yeah, Hyderabad branch. I have taken in the past for not foundation, inter and final, I have taken classes there, and whenever, mutually, if they are comfortable and I'm comfortable, then I take up classes there as well. Apart from this, I'm not taking classes anywhere else. I used to take earlier in Nagpur and Mumbai also, but then I have stopped recently, of late, I've stopped that, and now only based out of Hyderabad, just for your information. Anything else you want to know, then you can ask, else we can start off with what? Basics of law. Am I clear? Yes, sir. Okay. What is the cutoff date? The cutoff date. As such, it is 30th of April 2020 because you are going to write exam in. However, we are going to cover till 31st October 2019. Initially. Later on, add that 6 month stuff. Right? Yes. What is the objective of the classes? First UAP. Classes I said, not ICI. So UAP. And presentation. Which presentation? Both written and oral. Okay, when you're doing writing. What way you'll do writing? Writing practice. Classroom notes, that's it, short notes? No, then glossary as well. And then regular test. Right, apart from practicing at home, you can do, you can write even the test and then grand mock test later. Right, this is the way we'll do writing practice. Okay, great. Now, 2-3 things which you should know before I start. What is the first thing I've written there? Fit this into your mind. ICAI has got the trend of changing the trend. So don't believe the trend too much. This I'll keep on using again and again to remind you that if you do selective study, it is never going to help you. Because normally students do that. Oh, since last 10 years they have not asked this. Oh no, they'll ask this time. Oh, they are not focusing in this particular topic at all. Oh no, they'll focus this time. So please understand this particular line. ICAI has always got the trend of changing the trend. So don't believe the trend too much. Don't go for selective study. Second thing. Come on, read that. English only I've written, right? What does it mean? Now your friend who did not get a pen or a book, you'll not give that pen or book. Suppose your friend has not got a pen or book. So am I saying that you should not give pen or book to him? Sir, yes and no both. Initially, first time, okay, you have given. Second time, no. Why? Because if you give on a daily basis, then what will happen is you're spoiling your friend. He will develop that habit of not getting the book or pen. And do you want that? Just imagine your parents are helping you in everything. What will happen then? You will become dependent. And you want to become dependent or independent? Same way you want your friends to be independent or dependent? Now suppose in the test which we give, you are showing that particular answers or those answers to your friend. What will happen? Do you think he'll read then? No. And do you think in the final examination also you'll be able to show him? Obviously no, yeah. It's not possible. You'll not have time to write your own paper. Where is the question of helping your friends? So please understand a simple thing, that if you really want to help your friends, please don't help. Means don't too much get into that help. Slight help, okay. Guiding them, okay. But then don't be like totally doing spoon feeding for them. You're going to spoil them, and same way you should also not take the help that way. Become independent. That's what I will aim at always. Make you independent, not become dependent on me completely. Guide you and then make you do that stuff. Okay? Yes. So what are we starting now? Yes, we are starting with the basics. So you can give the heading. So good morning. Good morning, sir. All of you are awake, right? Yes, sir. Achha. Do you think there is any significance of the background picture which is given here? Yeah. It's a classroom. Yes, I am asking you, any significance? Sir, looks like cafeteria, sir. Not a classroom actually. Okay, let it be cafeteria. Fine. But does it signify anything? I'm asking you. What does it signify? But why do you think I've used this picture? What's the significance of using this picture? If I've used this, is it my favorite picture? That's why I've used. Sorry? No. Very, very good. When normally we talk about basics, there's an empty classroom. If I would have told you that I'm going to take certain fundamentals of law, do you think you would have come? Arey mamma, ek din aur sone do na mamma, please mamma. One more day mamma. Isn't it? Because anyways he's going to teach basics, I know that. And do you really think you know that? Probably no. I cannot say no. I will say probably no. Because who knows? You know that. So how can I just say confidently no? You might be knowing it. If you know it, it's a revision. If you don't know, at least now is the time that you should know about these things. Clear? Great. Syllabus, you already know it. What did we say? Basics of law. Sir, but syllabus doesn't include that. Okay, directly it doesn't include, but indirectly included, no? Because if you don't know basics of law, will you be able to understand properly the topics or the laws which we have in our syllabus? No. Okay, then what do we have? Come on guys, let's read. You have read this, right? I've told you already this. Companies Act 2013. But remember, we don't have fully the Companies Act in our syllabus. We have only chapter 1 to 10 in our syllabus. In your foundation, you had 1 to 3, 1 to 2, 1 to 4, what? 1, 2. 1 and 2. Now we have 1 to 10. Oh, sir, 1 and 2 which was there in foundation also is there. Yes, it's there. 1 to 10 is what we have in our syllabus. How many chapters are there totally in Companies Act? 29. How many? 29. So when will you read the balance 19 chapters? Very good. CA final level. At a CA final level, whatever is there in your curriculum at CA final level, you will be studying there. Great. Then what are the other laws which will be studying apart from company law? Negotiable Instrument Act, Indian Contract Act, but only the special contracts are there in your syllabus. Next, General Clauses Act, and then interpretation of statutes, deeds and documents. So how many laws are there in your syllabus? 4. 5, 9, 4. How many topics are there in your syllabus? 5. Laws are 4, but topics are 5, you can say. Because fifth one, that is nothing but interpretation, which we are talking about, is a topic. It's not a law. It's about how to read law. Am I clear? Next, this is the agenda for the basics. Okay, as I've told you, what are we going to discuss in the basics? So this is the agenda for it. Can you read once? right? So now first let's discuss about meaning of law. What? Meaning of law. What's the meaning of law? Is there any strict definition for law? No, there's no strict definition. So that's where I've written meaning of law. If someone is asking you what is law, sir, we will say law is a subject where the weightage keeps increasing. Because in foundation when we read law, how much was the weightage? Right. And when we came to CA final, we got to know how much is the weightage? 100 marks? 200 marks? Who said 200? Raise your hand. Sorry. Very, very good. Because he's taking taxes also. As I've told you, taxes also law. So that's where he's saying 200 marks. Sir, I didn't think that, sir, actually. Then also, okay, no problem. At least you gave the right answer, right? 200 marks is the weightage. Okay. Final. Sir, 300 maybe because you said direct tax separate 100 marks, indirect tax separate 100 marks. And corporate law anyways is there. So 300. Yes or no? So law is a subject which keeps on having an increasing weightage. Am I right? Let me tell you first of all, this is wrong answer and wrong answer is also wrong. Will you give this answer, boss? No. And I am saying this wrong answer is also wrong. How? If you are saying the weightage in CA foundation is 60, you are absolutely wrong. It is 60 plus. And if you are saying it is 200 plus at 200 at inter level, you are wrong. It is 200 plus. You will say, sir, why are you saying like this? Accounting standards is what? A law only. Now you are going to read even standards on auditing in this CA inter at the CA inter level. What is it? A law only. So how can we say 200? It is 200 plus. Same way at foundation, 60 plus. And CA final level 300 plus. Okay, but still this remains as a wrong answer because this is not what you will give you when someone is asking you what is law, meaning of law. Okay, sir, there is another possibility. We can say law means suggestion. How come you're saying law means suggestion? Sir, because when we are driving, we find there is some signboard which is where it is written 50. What is that 50 indicating? Maximum speed at which you can drive. And we will see that and then drive at what? 70, 80. Why? Sir, that's a suggestion, sir. To follow or not, it's our wish, sir. See? Hurricanes there, right? Don't take it personally. What I'm trying to say is, people do this. So can I say law is suggestion? Come on guys, please answer. When someone is asking you what is law, will you say law is suggestion? No, that's wrong. Then what is law? So we will try to take the help of 4 ingredients. We'll try to take the help of 4 ingredients to say what is law. Do you think law means rules and regulations? Yes. And rules and regulations for what? For some relationship. For some relationship. Next thing, you tell me, can we make law for Pakistan? Can we make law for China? That means what? You know that whoever is making that should have should be competent or should have authority. And that authority or competency depends on what? Area, domain. Do you think you can make some rules for neighbor's family? But can you make it for your own family or own home? Yes. Acha, you can make. You say, no sir, not me. What I mean to say is my father. My mother, actually mother, right? So my mother will be able to make it. So you are able to understand that somewhere the area matters, the jurisdiction matters, the territory matters, and also the authority. So 4 things I'm combining to give the meaning of law. And what are those 4 things? Rules and regulations for a relationship in a particular area, that is domain, set by, prepared by whom? Proper authority. Competent authority. Come on guys, please understand what is law. Ultimately law is rules and regulations. Rules and regulations for what? For a relationship. Set by whom? Proper authority, which depends on what? Particular domain. Other way of saying what is law? Written will of the legislature. Will, willingness, will and wishes. So that way, written will, not oral one, written will of the legislature, of the parliament, of the legislature is nothing but law. That can be an alternate way of defining what is law. If someone is asking you what is law, please don't give those stupid answers. Please give a proper answer. And the proper answer can be this. Clear? So can we say the rules and regulations made by our parents at home or grandparents at home is law? No. Proper authority has to make law. Those can be just rules and regulations, guys, at home. But do you think that will be applicable for India? Who has to make? Legislature has to make? No. Parliament has to make? No. If I'm talking about India. Isn't it? Yes. So kindly understand, competent authority plays a huge role. Okay, sir, we understood what is there. Rules, regulations, you're saying, for some relationship, you're saying. Do you think I have given you some rules and regulations? Yes, sir, by way of do's and don'ts. Rules and regulations have specified. What for we have that? For our relationship, smooth relationship. Yes or no? Yes, sir. And because this is the area, topic educations. This is again only for what? Topic educations. And this is for my class. Correct? Specifically for my class I have shared something. Maybe Chiranjeev sir will share something about his class. Like that, do you think some do's and don'ts will be there for every class and put together topic educations? Yes. And do you think we are the competent authority here? Yes. But can this be called as law? No, this is not law. This is simply rules and regulations. So now answer. Every rules and regulation is law, but every law is not rules and regulation. Correct or wrong? Wrong. Madam, pay attention. Every rules and regulation, is it law? No. We have to say the reverse way. Every law is a rule and regulation, but every rules and regulations are not law. Like your contract and agreement, if you remember. Every contract is an agreement, but every agreement is not a contract. Very good. Okay, sir. We have understood this. Now let's check application. Let's check application. We said we'll always bother about application or not. So now I will ask a question and you need to answer. Applying your understanding on this definition of law. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Let's check applicability. Give me the answer for what is business law. You know law, right? Now give me the answer for business law. What is the reference, source of reference for you? Law, no. I just now said. We have read the meaning of law. Now with this reference, you have to answer what? Business law. That means the understanding which you have developed now, you need to apply and come up with the answer for the meaning of business law. Tell me, guys. Raise your hand, those who want to answer. What is business law? If you say you have understood this law, very good. But I want you to now apply your understanding and give me the answer for what is business law. I think I've told you earlier, few of you at least, knowledge is power. Yes or no? No. Knowledge is power only when applied. If you are not able to apply, then that is not powerful. Now you said you have understood the meaning of law, but if you are not able to apply this, madam, if you are not able to apply this, then it's of no use. That's where I'm telling you, guys, we need to develop that application skill. Chalo, I'm again asking you, anyone who wants to answer, raise your hand. What is business laws? Come on, you have to keep law in your mind and give me the answer for business laws. Very simple question. Yes, what is your name? Yes, Durga.
Business law is nothing but rules and regulations made by the government for continuing pursuing the business in India. By the Indian government, by the local government, continuing business, rules and regulations.
Okay, your presentation can improve and you can concentrate on the question which I've asked. Is it that I'm asking business law for India? I've just asked what is business law? Did this meaning of law saying that this is law in India? It can be law anywhere, right? What's your name? Sorry. Himanshu.
Rules and regulations for running of
That's it?
Based on the domain, the country of the government of the country.
Very, very good. This is slightly better presentation. both of you have understood is what I have understood. But then presentation wise, if I talk about, he is better in presentation, but not the best again. Okay, if you want to become the best, what will you say? Rules and regulations for a business relationship in a particular domain set by proper authority. That means I need to just change one thing. Instead of saying relationship, what will I say here? Business relationship. That becomes business law. Simple, no guys? All of you? So moral of the story is, first follow the question carefully, and secondly, when I'm saying that's the reference point, always look at that and try to get the answer for the other one. Now what do you mean by business relationship? Sir, husband and wife, business relationship, brother, sister, business relationship. No. But if I talk about manufacturer and wholesaler, professional and a client, doctor and a patient, come on guys. Tenant and landlord, tenant and landlord, business relationship, right? So we understand what is business relationship. So when we talk about rules and regulations for business relationship in a particular domain set by proper authority, that is called as what? Business law. See, I know I'm handsome. You don't have to remind me again and again. Understand what I said? What? Right. What is this form of communication? Indirect. There's a direct communication, there's an indirect communication. Direct means please write, please write, please write. I have used that, I have told you that, but you're not doing that. So now I'm communicating indirect way. What did I say? I am handsome. I know that. So why are you looking at me again and again? Please note down things as well, guys. Okay? So sir, shall we write fully? Maybe if you are asking this question fully, halfway and all, what can I say, guys? Okay, please scribble this, please write this. Now, next question, let's see whether who can answer this question. I want the meaning of business law for CA aspirants. I hope all of you aspire to become chartered accountants. So you are CA aspirants. What is business laws for you? Now, what will you keep as the base? Business law. Very good. Now the reference point will be business law, and you have to come up with a definition for business law for CA aspirants. Come on guys. Sir, rules and regulations for a business relationship, because I said business laws for you in India. Very good. Are we going to study the laws relating to Telangana? Only Andhra? No, we are going to study those laws which are applicable for India. How do you know that? Sir, you have shown us the syllabus already. I have shown you the syllabus. Company law is there, right? Negotiable Instrument Act is there. Indian Contract Act there. General Clauses Act. From there you got an idea, no? That those laws which we are going to read is applicable for India. Okay. So please understand what is business laws for CA aspirants. Rules and regulations for business relationship in India, and made by whom? Made by the Parliament. No sir, sometime we'll read state related law. That's why I've written state or legislature also in exceptional cases if you read somewhere. Normally you'll not read. Okay? Come on guys. Yes, Acha, can I use the term Parliament? Yes, but if I want to use the word legislature for India, suppose I am using the term India, but I want to use the word legislature. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? And the answer is okay. See, these two terms are used interchangeably, Parliament and legislature. We have to understand in the context. Context plays a huge role, guys. So, sir, what is this relevance of context? I'll just help you with a Chindi example. And what am I explaining you? Chindi example to theek hai re bhai. I am explaining you the relevance of context. In the context, we need to understand things. Okay. I am giving you an example for that, and I said Chindi example because that's an example from our day-to-day life. Madam, what's your name? Kasak. Let's say after the classes gets over, Kassak takes out her vehicle and is about to leave from this place. And when he's about to leave, at that time some gentleman is standing as an obstacle for her. So what does she says? She says, "Uncle, please move." What does she says? "Uncle, please move." And then uncle moves. Please control your temptations. Okay? Now, she reaches home, she parks the vehicle, and then she goes near the lift. And now the lift comes, and there comes a gentleman again out of the lift. And she greets that person and says, "Good morning, uncle. Good afternoon, uncle. How are you?" Uncle also replies, "I'm good, beta. How do you do? How are your CA classes going on?" "All fine, uncle. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good day." Right. Then she reaches that floor. Let's say she stays on third floor. So she reaches that third floor and ting tong, and then some gentleman from inside opens the door for her. And she says, "Hello, uncle. So good to see you after a long time." Greets, touches feet, and maybe hugs him. What did she say? "Uncle, good morning, good evening. How do you do? Good to see you after a long time." What nonsense, sir. First time here she used uncle. Second time near the lift also she used uncle. And then third time at home also she has used uncle. Uncle, uncle, uncle. Are these three uncles one and the same? How do you know that? Context. Based on the context you can understand. The first uncle was actually an elderly person. So that's where she said, "Uncle, please move." Can she say, "Hey, hadu"? Then you know what will happen to her. So obviously that's where she said. Someone now will apply his extra brain and say, "Sir, can't she use that horn?" Whose example is this? Mine, no? I have given the example, no? So don't audit the example. Understand what I'm trying to convey with the help of that example. OFU, only for understanding. Examples are given to make you understand the concept. Don't get carried away with the example and don't audit the examples. Clear? Now, the second uncle was what? Neighboring uncle maybe. That's where he knows that she is doing CA and he asked as well after greeting, "Beta, how are your classes going on?" And the third uncle might be a relative, right? Might be Babai, that is Chacha, or maybe Peddanana, right? Someone, some relative, definitely. That's where she said what? "Good to see you after a long time." She touched feet as well. She hugged him as well. This is the relationship or bond which she shares. Mama hai, Chacha hai, karenge na aise. So kindly understand this term uncle might be used in different contexts in different ways. We need to understand the meaning of it in the context. Clear? Same way. Now I said for India there is a legislature. What does it mean? Parliament. What? Parliament. No sir, you use the term legislature. Yes boss, just now I said that we can use the terms interchangeably and we need to understand that in the context. Sometimes we will say state and interpret it as India. We will say state but interpret as what? India. You will say, "No sir, India is a country, it's not a state." In the context we need to understand, boss. Context plays a huge role whenever we talk or whenever we speak. So pay attention to that. Understood, uncle, aunties? Yes, sir. Great. Now, one more question I'll ask you. Who is the lawmaker? We have seen three definitions. Meaning of law, meaning of business law. We have seen meaning of business laws for CA aspirants. Now I'm asking you which question? Who is the lawmaker? Come on, tell me. Who is the lawmaker? Government. Who are all saying government? Raise your hand. Who are saying government? Raise your hand. I didn't ask anything more than that. Please follow me, guys. I'm using simple English and I'm asking you who all are saying government. Please raise your hand. Okay. Who all are having a different answer? Raise your hand. And rest are my relatives who have come here only to watch me. Come on, guys, form an opinion. Am I going to punish you if you give a wrong answer? No. Am I carrying a cane here or am I going to make you kneel down here? No, guys. So then please participate. It's important. Let the answer be wrong. There's nothing wrong about it. but important thing is attempting, participating. Okay, again I'm asking you, who all are saying government is the answer? My question is what? Who makes law? First answer which has come is government. How many of you opt for government? You're not opting for government. So raise your hand, no? Okay, 3 are there. Who are saying parliament, legislature? Raise your hand. No discounted way, properly. Now who are saying third answer? Raise your hand. Still no participation. Then there is no answer. Fourth option I should say no answer. The answer is legislature or the parliament. They are the lawmaker. Who proposes law? Government. Proposal will be from government. Execution will be from government side. Who will execute, enforce the law? Government. But who's making law? Parliament, legislature. Understand? So how can we give the answer from here? Just now we said in India made by, set up by parliament. So you got to know, oh, law is made by parliament. So who proposes law? That's the government. Clear? Don't say ICI makes, People give this answer at final level also. Who makes law? When I ask, they say ICI. Absolutely rubbish. Finance budget was proposed before whom? Parliament, no? Why parliament? Very good. Representative of public. It's for whom? Public. But we cannot share it with each and everyone among the public. That's why we share it with whom? Representatives of the public. And what is their adda? Parliament, legislature. And that's where it is being shared. Okay. Great. Okay, sir. So we have understood one more thing, sir. There is law and there is business law. That means there are different types of laws. One of the types is business laws. Which one we are going to take care? Business laws. But what are the other types of laws? Next element is what? Types of laws. You can write that. Next heading, you can write types of laws. And now try to give the answer. One you know already, business laws is there. Hai na? What else? Come on, come on. Haan, Muskan. Any other law which you know? Very good. Economic laws. Right? Not just business laws, but there are some economic laws. Criminal laws. Wonderful. Civil laws. Those who are saying corporate, please understand, corporate is included in business laws. Mercantile laws is included in business laws. Industrial laws is included in business laws. When we use the term business laws, it includes all of it. Okay, anything else? You said business, you said criminal, civil, economic. Okay, anything else? You're forgetting fiscal laws. I'm not talking about physical laws, Fiscal, F-I-S-C-A-L. And what does it include? Taxation. Direct taxes, indirect taxes is nothing but fiscal laws. F-I-S-C-A-L. Fiscal. Okay, good. Environmental laws, very good. Cyber laws, like that there are many types of laws. Now you tell me, as a chartered accountant, which type of laws we will be specializing in or having an expertise in? Business, fiscal, and maybe economic. Very good. Business, fiscal, and economic laws. Other laws we may read sometime in our profession, like cyber laws, civil laws, criminal laws, but we don't become an expert or we don't specialize in that. We specialize in which type of laws, or we will specialize in which type of laws? Business, fiscal, and economic. Am I clear? Yes, sir. Good. Okay, sir. So we got to know the meaning of law. We got to know the types of laws. Let's go for the next one, which is sources of law. Okay, let's go for the next one. Guys, what are we doing? Studying, okay, right? We are discussing basics of law. Why so? We want to develop that understanding of certain things, certain fundamentals, which can be helping us to understand the topics better or properly. We're trying to build that foundation. If foundation is strong, what will happen? The building itself will be strong, no? So we're trying to build that foundation as of now. Okay? Great. So sources of law. Where does the law comes from is my question now. Sources of law, that means where does the law comes from? So sir, parliament, just now we said no. Who makes law? Parliament. So parliament se aata. Mere dada, please understand what I'm asking is, if they are making some rules and regulations, from where are they able to make those rules and regulations? Good, very good. First is nothing but society. The rituals, the practices, the customs, the traditions is the first source from where we get those rules and regulations. So this is how we actually, deal in. And that is where they have made that as a law. It's a custom that we sell on credit. So do you think they will include that in law? Come on guys. Yes. So traditions, customs, usages, rituals, beliefs, society in short I can say is nothing but the first source for law. Very good. Second one. What necessity? So why? What? So what? Future? Right? So maybe I'll say, sir, there is a possibility that two, he's saying necessity. I'm just trying to elaborate on it. One is case laws. That means there happened some dispute between two persons, two parties. Now that has to be resolved. So they go to court. So it becomes what? Case law. Yes or no? Yes, so do you think the case law will be the source for law? Yes. Because when they're making law, they'll try to address, this type of disputes also can come. So better we make a law in this beforehand itself. It will help. Right? So second source is what? Case laws. That is where necessity has come to make law. Third one, I'll say creativity, which is nothing but parliament. They will visualize what can happen in future, what can go wrong in future, and accordingly make the law. This is what is possible in future. This is what can go wrong. This type of disputes can come. So better we make a law. So don't you think that futuristic vision or future is what they'll think of and then make law? Yes or no? Yes. So there are three sources. Which are those three sources? First one, society. Second one, court, decision, that is case laws. Third one, creativity, that is parliament, legislature. Okay, let's understand with an example as well. Now, if you are aware, there is something called as Hindu Marriage Act. Now, while making that Hindu Marriage Act, do you think they can forget the traditions, customs? Can they include, or can they exclude one of the steps called as applying sindoor on the forehead of the bride? Can the groom exclude this step of applying sindoor on the forehead? Come on guys. No. Why no? It is a tradition, sir. So if they are making Hindu Marriage Act and they are giving the process or procedure for getting married, they are giving that particular ritual there. Do you think they can forget this ritual of applying sindoor on the forehead? No. Rather, all of us have watched movies and serials where what happened? Only with this step, marriage takes place. That is the power of this step, no? If he doesn't have sindoor, he will cut his finger, that means take out blood and applies on the forehead of the girl or the woman, and thereby their marriage takes place. He says, ab ho gayi tu meri. Yes or no? So is there a possibility for the lawmakers to exclude that powerful step from the marriage? No, it can't happen. So don't you think society plays a role while making law? Acha, suppose they have included that step, but instead of saying red sindoor, they said any color sindoor. There's so many colors, white is there, purple there, lavender there, like that. What? Different types of shades also. They're saying, can you be used? No. Then which color? Red. Why? Custom, sir. And do you think that custom might have some logic, some reason behind it? Yes. Probably we don't know the reason. That's why we think it is illogical. But otherwise there is a reason for that. Understand? So if the custom says red, you have to include red. Law cannot change it. So law has to respect tradition, custom, usages. Now Madam Kasak goes to the temple, and when she visits the temple, she uses that footwear. With footwear she enters. Inside the temple, I'm saying, she enters with footwear. Allowed? Accepted? No. Why? Array, but see, God is everywhere, no? Here there is God, here there is God, up there is God, below there is God. God is everywhere. Everyone says this, right? You have God in you, I have God in me, he has God in him. Like that, we don't you think we say that? So when we say God is there in everyone, then we can use footwear anywhere, right? No, why? Again, ritual, custom. You know, if you give the logic, this sort of logic, they'll throw you out. And never in your life you'll be able to enter the temple. Am I right, guys? So there is always a role of rituals, traditions. The first and foremost source is always rituals, tradition, custom, usages. Clear? Great. Now, let's talk about the next one. What is the next one? Objective of law. Okay, sources of law you have understood, right? From here we get those rules, regulations. Now we are talking about objective of law. Which law? Very good. Any law. Did I specify any particular law here? No. So I'm talking about any law. Let it be cyber, let it be civil, criminal, any law. Let it be Indian Contract Act, let it be company law, any law. What is the objective of any law? Judge Sahab, Nyayam. Don't you think you might have heard of this? Every time the lawyer there or the person there will shout, justice, justice, justice is what we want. So that means you talk of any law, you will talk about what? Justice. Ultimately, see, maybe specifically we might change the wordings. But overall, when I am asking you what is the objective, what will you answer? Justice. Like now here, all of you who are sitting here, without asking you, do you think I can give the objective of your life? I can. I can. If you want, I can. You want me to try? No, why no? What's the harm? Shall I give the objective of each and every person sitting here? I can. Shall I tell you? Your objective is to be happy. And I am considering or I am assuming all of you are rational persons. If you are born sadist, I cannot do anything. Okay? If you are born sadist, I cannot do anything. Otherwise, if you are a rational person, obviously the objective is what? To be happy. Now, if you are coming to classes, auntie, oh auntie, please. Grandma talk later. So, kindly understand, if you are doing CA Inter, if you are coming here, if you are studying at home, whatever you do, don't you think ultimately you seek happiness? You say, sir, I want to be the best CA. Okay, after that you want to be sad? You want to earn more money than Mr. Mukesh Ambani? After that you want to be sad? No. You want to be the best daughter-in-law, son-in-law. You want to be the best son, best daughter. Okay, does it mean you want to be sad? No. Guys, please understand. Ultimately what you seek is happiness. Same way, any law you talk about, specifically you may give some different objective. But ultimately what's the objective? Justice. Which type of justice? Monetary as well as non-monetary. That means socio-economic justice. Which type of justice? Socio-economic justice. Any law you take, ultimately we aim at both the type of justice, monetary as well as non-monetary. Achha, now tell me out of these two, socio-justice, economic justice, which one is monetary, which one is non-monetary? Very good. Economic is monetary. And socio is? Let's take a Chindi example again. This fellow Naman jumps the signal. Okay, he is driving and the traffic signal he jumps. And opposite side there is Mamu standing. Who's Mamu? The cop, the Havaldar is standing and he stops. Hey Naman, stop. Sir, how will he know his name? Whose example? So don't audit the example. Yes, don't audit the example. So that cop, that Mamu stops Naman and says, what nonsense. You have jumped the signal and there's a fine of ₹1,000 which you have to pay now. He's like, what nonsense? He says, yes, you have jumped the signal. We have the proof. He says, okay, but if I don't have ₹1,000, so they say, come. Where? Sasural. Mavayagar intiki. For how many days? 1 week they say. How much they say? 1 week. He's like, okay, he's thinking of. And then suddenly from behind, Simran also jumps the signal. And then again Mamu stops her. Oh, Simran, wait. So Simran waits. And now he asks ₹100 as the fine. From whom? Simran. He says, you have jumped the signal, pay ₹100 as the fine. Naman. Arey, who will give this expression, boss? He'll say, what nonsense is this? I have been asked to pay 1,000 and Simran is asked only ₹100. Bullshit. नहीं, गुस्सा आता ना, गाली देता हूं मैं, तो भी अच्छी गाली दिया, ये तो क्या बोलता पता नहीं. So please understand, here Naman, my dear friend Naman, will definitely be in a state of shock. He'll say, what nonsense. Then Simran says, sorry sir, I don't have ₹100, sir. What do I do, sir? He says, chalo fir, kahan pe, where? Sasral. You also have to. For how many days, sir? 3 days. Naman will say, nonsense. If I don't pay ₹1,000 fine, then they are asking me to go 1 week. And this female only for 3 days. Now, don't you think he feels there is injustice in both sense? Monetary as well as non-monetary? When he doesn't have the right to live in this society for 1 week, she also should not have the right to live in this society for 1 week, because she has done the same offense. And if he is asked to pay ₹1,000 fine, then she also should be asked to pay ₹1,000. Or it should be like this: if ₹100 for her, ₹100 for Naman. If 3 days for her, 3 days for him as well. That's where justice is what going to be brought in. Getting it? So we want socio-economic justice, monetary as well as non-monetary. Is it clear? Great. Next. So any law, this is the objective, broad objective. Here and there we will change the word, but ultimately this is what it should boil down to. Now, features of law. Some important features we would like to discuss. Okay, what would you like to discuss? Important features, not all features, but some features. Okay guys. Now, there are some features of this classroom as well. Bolo, yes, you can. What are the features? Don't laugh for everything. Be matured. Yes, it's a small classroom. What's the fun in it? Tell me. Yes, it's a small classroom. A rectangular in shape, having a projector, having a screen, camera, AC, fans, lights, like that. Don't you think you'll come up with the features? Yes. Same way, I want you to give the features of law. If not all the features, some important features. And please, my humble request, don't behave like those BCom students. Behave like a professional student. People should understand that yes, you're doing CA. You're doing CA Inter. See, it's up to you. You say, no sir, I'll be like that only, sir. Teri marzi hai re bhai. If you want that respect in the society, if you want the people to say that yes, you're different from others, you should be different. You have to inculcate in you. हर चीज के लिए हंसना, हर चीज के लिए ये जरूरी नहीं है. फन तो रहेगा, but then please understand, be matured, be sophisticated. Your body language should be such that yes, people should find out yes, you're doing CA Inter. You're doing academic course or professional course? And what's the meaning of professional course? This is going to be a profession. Academic is your BCom academic course. Whether you'll use it or not, that also you don't know, but you're studying. But this one, you're going to use it in your life. And when you are going to be a professional, do you think for every you can do that? No. Crack poor jokes, cheap jokes? No. When you're a professional, you can't afford to do that, my dear friends. So start doing that. I'm not saying don't laugh. I'm not saying don't crack jokes. That's not my intention. But be sophisticated as well. We'll enjoy more. Clear? Yes, sir. So give me the features, important features of law. Very, very good. She says one of the features is obligation. Because when we say law, is it a recommendation? No, it's an obligation. You have to follow law. Sir, shall I pay income tax? Or is it my option to pay income tax? You have to pay. You shall pay and oblige. Correct. Very good. So any law, when it comes to, it is what? Obligatory, mandatory. Yes or no? Yes. Oh, hero, driving license dikhao. How dare you sit in this class without driving license? Huh? How dare you sit? You don't know driving license is mandatory? Now please tell me, don't you think it becomes foolish when I'm asking him driving license to sit in the class? No doubt, driving license is mandatory. But do you think it is right for me to ask driving license? No. Why? Because it's mandatory when you're driving a two-wheeler, four-wheeler, not even cycle, bicycle. Okay. When you're walking on the road also you don't need driving license. So it's mandatory, but for those whom it is applicable and in the circumstances or situation where it is applicable. So we have to add that as well. You said obligatory, very good. I change it to mandatory, very good. But we have to add what? For those whom or circumstances where it is applicable. That will make it a perfect answer or complete answer. Okay? Great. Second, come on, more features. Very, very good. Who's answering, guys? Yeah, good, Pavan. He's saying uniformity is one of the features. All are equal before law. Do you think Narendra Modi is above law? Do you think Lalu Prasad is above law? No one. Koi bhi Maika Lal rehne do is what? Below law. Like we hear this sort of thing in sports as well. That a player is not bigger than the game. Isn't it? That's where in cricket, if you have seen Steve Smith, wonderful player, but was banned for a year. Yes or no? Yes. So what does this indicate? No one is above that game. Same way when we are talking about law. Can someone be above law? No. Everyone is below law and law treats all of them as equal. Very good. Next. Come on, come up with more what do you say, important features. No partnerships, no joint ventures. You have to think on your own. Develop that habit of thinking. It will help you. I know it's difficult, but slowly when you get into that zone, it will become easy. It's very easy for me to place that slide now, guys. But if I place that slide, then what will you do? Your favorite hobby will start. And what's your favorite hobby? Copy. But don't you think I'm using a harsh word? I can use a polite word as well, no? Instead of saying copy, what can I say? Noting down, sir. Euphemisms, guys, don't forget that. What? Euphemisms, I've told you in the beginning. Start using less harsh words. Oh, madam, don't bribe that officer. Instead of that, what can I say? Don't give money, don't give that gift, don't give that consideration. He's already getting consideration from government. Yes or no? Yes. Start using that. Whatever we're reading, no, start using that in your day-to-day life. And when I say day-to-day life, I'm not saying even when you start your articleship or profession. Now itself you can start using. Wherever possible. Okay? Chalo. So next, feature. No? Flexibility. Next feature, flexibility. Meaning, do you think once law is made, it remains like that forever? There are no amendments, no changes? No, sir, there are changes. That means law is flexible in that sense, no? Law is for society, and if society is changing, law also has to change. And that's where we are saying law is flexible. Did you follow what I said? Law is flexible. Another thing, when I say flexibility, exceptions. Meaning, sir, Naman has jumped the signal, Simran has jumped the signal, and from behind there comes ambulance. They jump the signal. Do you think Mamu will stop the ambulance? No. That means there are exceptions? No. That means there is a flexibility? No. So flexibility in two sense. One, amendments, and second one, exceptions. Every law will have that? Yes, sir. Every law will have. I'm not talking about number, whether it will be frequently, whether it will be lesser, whether it will be more. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about whether there will be amendments in laws. Yes. Whether there will be exceptions in laws. Yes. In public interest, when some exceptions are required, they have to involve or they have to include those exceptions. Okay? Great. Next. Objective. Do you think every law will have an objective? Yes. That's also one of the features, no then? Every law will have an objective for sure. I hope you have read the preamble of those laws which you have read in CA Foundation. Preamble. Basic knowledge includes what? The first thing? Objective, preamble. Anyways, don't worry if you have not read. Anyways, we will discuss that. Like Company Law has a preamble, same way NI Act, Indian Contract Act, all the laws will have a preamble which will give us objective in short. Acha, in short they'll give objective. Then where will they give in detail? That also will ask. Don't worry, for that only I'm discussing these things. No, if you're getting those questions, it's good. That is what is my idea. See, when we start off with the topics, no, you should not have these sort of doubts. These doubts we are clearing it off today itself or now itself. Later, this all we will be already knowing. So our understanding about law or provisions will be much better. Okay? Yes, great. So continuing with the important features. Anything else? No. Compliance in true letter and spirit. Next feature you can write down. What is it? Compliance in true letter and spirit. Sir, what is this? Compliance in true letter and spirit. Sir, spirit, that dayam you are talking about, bhoot. No, I am not talking about that. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. You might have read in the Sale of Goods Act something called as auction sale. Yes. If my property is getting auctioned there, is it possible that I participate in that auction sale? Yes. No. Wait. No. I cannot participate. Correct. So is it possible they have banned me? They're saying you are not allowed. So I will send my representative. No. If they're saying I am not allowed, that means my representative is also not allowed. But if you are reading it as only, sir, you are not allowed, so you are not allowed, your representative is allowed, do you think you are complying in letter and spirit? Come on guys. No. When it is written that you are not allowed, it implies you and your representatives also not allowed. And if this is the way you are interpreting, that means you are saying that you will follow law in letter and spirit. Reasonable interpretation you have to do. You have to go beyond the words and understand it. I love you very much. Now what's the meaning of this? I hate you. Now how much hatredness? How much love? Come on, answer. There's no answer for this, guys. Please understand, you have to go beyond the words. Okay, I'll give a Chindi example again. Auntie Kasak, who's on a traffic signal. She has to go straight. She has to go straight. Listen to me, huh? But signal is red. But she finds there is a free left allowed. So what does she do? Because it is red, she says, I am an honest citizen of this country, obedient citizen of this country, so I will not go this way. But rather there is a free left, no? So I will take that free left, then take a U-turn and then take a left. That is how I will go straight. Did she follow law? Did she comply with law? Yes. How many of you say this? And the answer is no. She has not followed law. Because when we say follow law, it should be in letter and spirit. Meaning what? See, if this is the intention with which they made that law, then it would mean that if this side the signal is red, okay, and let's say Simran has to go again straight. What will she do if there's a free left? She'll take U-turn, she'll take left and then take U-turn and then left. She'll go this way. Yes or no? Yes. Same way, let's say Sakshi, who has to come this way and the signal is red. Then what will she do? She'll also take left, U-turn and then left. And that fourth side where Himanshu is standing and the signal is green, what will he do? He has to wait for the signal to turn red. Nahi samajh mein aaya. There's a crossroad. Yes. You have to go straight. But what are you doing, Kasak? Left, U-turn and this. So do you think you will cause obstacle for the person coming from here? Same way, this person who has to go straight and signal is red, he is doing this left U-turn and going this way. Do you think will cause an obstacle for the other side? Yes. Third side also this is happening. Then the fourth side where the signal is green, just imagine, just visualize. What will those guys do? Wait for the signal to turn red. So is this the intention of those lawmakers? Or is this the intention of those authorities who have made a free left? No. Free left is made for those guys who have to go left. Clear? Yes. So if you do that, that means you are following law in letter and spirit. That means you need to understand the objective. You need to know the reason behind that particular law. that is where you can follow law in letter and spirit, otherwise not. So one of the features is what? We need to comply with law in letter and spirit. That means the objective should be met. Let's say some student is coming to the class and is sleeping. Is the objective met? He says, I have attended the class. Arey, you have attended, but you are not able to answer any question. You were sleeping, then how can you say you have attended? If you are awake, you have listened to the classes, you are able to answer question, that means you can say you have attended the classes. Somewhere it is written, mobiles not allowed while driving. Mobile not allowed while driving. So our auntie Nishita is using headphones, Bluetooth. Is she following law? Why? What did they write? Mobile is not allowed. And she is not using mobile, she is using headphones, Bluetooth. Sir, we need to understand indirectly what they are communicating is mobile and all other devices which can distract her concentration while driving is not allowed. This is the way you have to read and follow law. Correct? Otherwise it so happens that she is using that headphones and chammak challo, then what will happen? Sahi mein chammak challo hota. So kindly understand why we have that sort of particular law. Okay. Next. Ignorantia juris non executat. Then you are not giving me the answers. Features, you know that. Ignorantia juris non executat. What does that mean? Ignorance of law is not an excuse. This is also one of the features, no? Rather an important feature. Someone says I am ignorant about law. Does it mean that he can escape punishment? No. So my dear friends, please note, this is also one of the features, ignorantia juris non executat. Sir, example, sir. Again, Chindi example I'll give you. Muskan, born in Canada, decides to do CA from India and landed today only. Where? In India. All these years she has never come to India. For the first time she is coming to India, that too today. And has taken some car at the airport on what? Rent. Self-driving. Okay, and she is coming to this class. Abba, itna? Oh, kya hai? Problem kya hai? Whose example? Mine. So don't try to audit. So she has got down at the airport. She came out of the airport and she has taken a car on rent and she is driving and coming to these classes. Somewhere the signal turns red and she still crosses it, moves. Yeah, correct. She moves. Mamu stops her and says, what nonsense, madam? She says, what nonsense, what? Signal was red and I was moving. What wrong did I do? He says, not. You have done something wrong because you are moving when the signal is red. She says, how come? She gives logic also. See, wherever there is red, it moves what? Danger. Sinduri, bhul gaye, danger. Yeah. So wherever there is red, it means what? Danger. And danger when it is there, then what do? Run. Move. Yes or no? Yes. And I was moving. She is giving the logic. No, in Canada what happens is when the signal is red, we move because red signifies danger. Danger means move, run, and I was moving, running. What wrong did I do? That cop says, madam, here green means move and red means stop. Oh, I was not aware. Today only I came, sir. See, Achha, today only she developed the accent also. Don't audit the example. Okay. So madam says, today only I have come, uncle or sir. Okay. And shows the passport and says, sorry, I was ignorant about this. From tomorrow onwards, I'll follow. What will the Mamu say? Mamu will say, pay fine. Ignorance of law is not an excuse. Wherever you reside, wherever you live, wherever you carry out some business, you need to know the laws presiding or maybe available there. You should be aware of it. You cannot take the excuse of your ignorance. Followed? So that's another feature. Like that, I have written few features here before you, which I am calling it as important features. Okay, what are they? Come on, read once. For those whom it is applicable. Flexibility is there. In which sense? Amendments and exceptions. Third one, every law will have an objective. Fourth one, compliance of law in letter and spirit. Fourth one or next one, ignorance is not an excuse. The Latin maxim for that is ignorantia juris non execusat. Written in a special way. You know that law is written in a special way. That is where the role of interpretation, the tools of interpretation. And then why did I write etc.? Because this is an inclusive list. It's not an exhaustive list. Exhaustive means what? It ends here. But it doesn't end here. There can be more. I have talked about just some important features. There can be more features. If we want, we can discuss. Am I clear? Yes, so till now we have discussed meaning of law, types of laws, sources of law, objective of law, features of law. Tomorrow when we meet, what will we discuss? What will we continue with? Okay? Procedure for enactment of law. How is law made? What is the way law is arranged? How do you need to read law? Right? How do you need to read law? Or what are the things which you read when you read law? Same way, what do you need to read when you are reading a case law? Different bodies in law. Like you got to know today, parliament or legislature is the lawmaker. And what's the role of government? Propose law and enforce it. That way, two bodies. Third body also we'll discuss tomorrow. Then different fields in law. Section 1 and section 2. Normally what is there in every law? That we would like to understand. Then as we said, rules of interpretation. Then I said we should use maximum legal terms. So some examples I'll take tomorrow to make you understand what is those or what are those legal terms. I'll give you a few. As you could see here, some 10 examples I've written. And you can find out more when we are discussing or reading the topic. As in when we discuss topic and you come across a legal word, you can make a note of it. It will be helpful when you are writing in the examination or later anywhere. You can start using those legal words. That's where your language will become sophisticated. You understand? We aim to use sophisticated language not just for the purpose of examination conducted by ICAI, but also for our profession, also when we move out in the society. Isn't it? The way we look, the way we speak, the way we present things, do you think is being watched by people? Yes. It's very important. Okay. So tomorrow will be this agenda of ours, and once we complete this, then we'll start off with basics of company law. Okay. After this, what will we start? Basics of company law. Things which you have discussed in your foundation or you have maybe learned in foundation, and few things which you might not have gone through, but it is relevant, it is important before we start off with any topic. So that's where I'll start with basics of company law. Am I clear? Yes, sir. Are you able to follow me? Yes, sir. Are you able to understand the relevance of things we are discussing? Yes, sir. I'm not saying whether you're understanding things. I'm saying whether you're understanding the relevance of things, importance. If not, then please do let us know, because it's important to know what is there and also why is it there. Clear? Yes. So thank you all. God bless you all. We'll meet tomorrow again. But